In modern China, many single women over the age of 28 labeled as leftover women are often seen as past their prime in the marriage market. Out of frustration or desperation, some take the bold step of proposing to men. However, these women often face rejection because of their age. Many men still prefer younger partners.
我今年34了。
I'm 34 now and still unmarried, probably never will be because no one would choose someone my age. In a few more years I won't even be able to have children. Maybe I'm crazy, dreaming of finding a soulmate in this world full of nothing but desires. My heart feels so heavy, I want a man.
心里好难受啊！我想要个男人。
女人想男人跟男人
The way women think about men and the way men think about women, it's really completely different. When a man thinks about a woman, it's a kind of affection, a kind of longing. The more he thinks, the lonelier he feels, the more he misses her, the emptier he becomes. What he thinks about is the woman herself. Even if all he can do is have a meal with her or see her face, he'll be completely satisfied. But when a woman thinks about a man, most of the time it's because she's lonely or bored, or because she has some need, some desire. It's out of emptiness that she remembers the man. As for who that man actually is, well, it doesn't really matter all that much. As long as he can bring her some benefit, she'll think about him. A woman's reason for thinking about a man is simple. All she's really after is a little happiness he can bring her, or maybe a man who'll spend some cash on her. So if a woman tells you, I miss you, chances are, she probably just misses your wallet.
女人根本就离不开美。
Women simply can't do without men. Now, I know many women might disagree with this statement, some may even criticize me for saying it. But before you dismiss it outright, sisters, hear me out patiently. There are several reasons why women can't do without men. First, women rely on men both emotionally and physically. It's completely natural, every healthy woman has emotional and physical needs. There's no shame in admitting this, it's simply human nature. As the saying goes, men and women working together lightens the load. Women need men for emotional fulfillment. Second, women are generally physically weaker. In daily life, many tasks, big or small, require a man's strength. Without men, women would struggle because they simply can't match men's physical power. There are things men can do that women can't, don't you agree? Third, most women tend to be more timid and lack a sense of security and independence. For example, walking alone at night after work can feel unsafe, and that's when a man's protection becomes essential. Or imagine someone knocking on the door late at night. Without a man at home, wouldn't she be terrified? Fourth, women are generally more dependent. They prefer having someone to consult on decisions, big or small. Otherwise, they may feel lost. Even something as minor as a broken light bulb, a leaking pipe, or a clogged drain can leave a woman feeling helpless and flustered, let alone facing a major crisis. And especially when we're sick or unwell, we need a man's care and companionship the most. The truth is, both men and women need each other. No matter how big your house is, living alone means you only really use it for eating and sleeping. No matter how free you are, a home without laughter is incomplete. As the old saying goes, it takes 100 years to share a boat and 1,000 years to share a pillow. Life isn't easy, let's cherish the ones we have while we walk this journey together.
段位高的他会想的。
Those at a high level will consider every detail about you, they just want to control you. When a woman reaches a certain stage in a relationship, she will inevitably want to control the man, 100%, no doubt. Ladies, drop a 1 in the comments if you agree. The reason for wanting control is her need for security. If she's not controlling you as a person, she'll control your money or your time. Even if a woman is wealthy, does she still need love? Of course she does. Men are the ones who lack security.
女人打死都不会告诉。
A woman would never tell you this outright, but her body and soul deeply crave this type of man. We women would never admit it, yet we secretly hope you can fulfill these desires. So today, Sister N is going to betray the sisterhood and reveal this to you. If you can master this one thing, every woman will become irresistibly drawn to you. It'll be hard for her not to fall for you. As always, hit follow, save this post, and learn in secret. If you still struggle with awkward or dead-end conversations with women, you must check out the high EQ chat guide I wrote for you. Just copy and paste these lines and you'll have endless topics to keep her engaged. Brothers who want it, drop *666* in the comments. I'll send you the PDF version. If you're in a hurry and need it right away, DM me and I'll prioritize sending it to you. Don't trust anyone else's messages, only Sister Anne's. Now, the first thing is biological needs. Women may seem reserved on the surface. Hell, even men struggle to talk about this openly, right? If you ask a woman, what kind of man do you want? She'll say things like, someone kind, responsible, and good to me. But in reality, physical attraction is just as much a non-negotiable for women as it is for men. Yet no woman will ever admit this. Why? Because women are prideful like an egg. You have to peel away the outer layer to uncover their true core desires. If you don't learn to fulfill these primal needs, you're missing out on so much. The second is emotional needs. You've heard it before, nice guys finish last. But the real question is, how do you be just bad enough to make her addicted? For example, if a girl shows up on a date wearing a stunning dress, a smooth bad boy would say, this dress is kinda plain. Instantly, her mood plummets. Then he follows up. Luckily, your face saves it. Next time, I'll pick the perfect dress for my woman. Boom, her emotions just skyrocketed back up. If you can master this push and pull dynamic, her heart will chase after you. But so many clueless guys complain, she won't engage with me. Then I check their chats, my god. It's just, you're so pretty, you're my goddess. Let's be real, women hear this exact simp talk from every other guy. No wonder she's bored and ignores you. The third is the conquest instinct. If you've made it this far, congrats, you're about to grasp the core secret. Here's the harsh truth, even if you're a high-value man earning 6 figures, if you give unconditionally, she'll take you for granted. She'll think, if such a great guy is obsessed with me, I must be incredible. Maybe I can land an even richer one. I've told you guys 1,000 times, never give your devotion for free. Your sincerity must come with conditions. You must make it clear, your effort requires her investment in return. Some of you still don't believe me, but true love conquers all. Sure, keep worshipping her. The higher you lift her, the harder you'll crash. Then you'll come crying to me. Let me be blunt, you can turn things around, but you need to understand, people don't value what's given too easily. If you chauffeur a woman every day, she'll see it as your duty, he likes me, so he should do this. The day you stop? You're so lazy. You don't even care. But flip the script, make her wait sometimes. Have her buy you a coffee. The lesson? Treat yourself as the prize. Your kindness is for those who earn it, not for anyone to trample on. Alright, I'm Sister Anne, a love coach dedicated to helping men find real love.
我今年36岁。
I'm 36 this year, an older unmarried woman, and I'm still not married. I've noticed that I'm getting older and older. After turning 30, you can see the fine lines around my eyes and the double chin. Not to mention how hard things are for me now. For women like me, older and still single, it's very difficult to get married. The days go by one after another, but I still haven't met the right person. I often think that maybe I'll have to grow old alone. I'm still single, not because I lack emotional intelligence, not because I can't get over someone, and not because my standards are too high. I'm not that complicated. I just have a clearer understanding of what I want. I'm not someone who can just give it a try with whoever comes along. I admit I have my own issues too. I'm too independent, a bit strong-willed, and more rational than emotional. I often weigh pros and cons. When I see signs of toxic masculinity or men who are too traditionally macho, I immediately lose interest. Sometimes just one sentence or one gesture is enough for me to not want to continue, which makes it very hard to start a relationship. The reality of life as an older unmarried woman isn't as great as people say. It's not like what you see online where people say we don't need men and can live freely and happily on our own. That's not really the case. When I get sick, there's truly no one to take care of me. It's just me all alone. I wake up at 4:30 every morning to bake bread and then go set up a stall in the countryside just to earn some living expenses. Every day I work for over a dozen hours under extreme heat. Everyone knows how tough things have been these past few years. It's been incredibly hard. There are more people setting up stalls than there are customers. Any bread we can't sell that day has to be dealt with somehow. I feed chickens and ducks. Getting married is hard, starting a business is hard. I really feel like life is just so hard, truly so hard.
In many matchmaking markets, it's common for women to request a bride price, while men, in turn, not only demand premarital health checks but some even go as far as requiring that the woman be a virgin to participate. However, many women in these matchmaking scenarios strongly criticize men for this demand, calling it excessive. Yet, men argue that if women insist on upholding traditions like the bride price, shouldn't they also adhere to other historical customs, such as the groom arriving in a grand procession, formal matchmaking, or paying a substantial dowry? So, if tradition is to be strictly followed, are these demands from men not equally justified? Despite this reasoning, many still view the men's approach as too extreme.
If older single women and older single men remain unmarried in the long run, who will end up worse off? Today, let's first talk about older single women. The core reason they have the confidence to stay single boils down to the belief that they still have some capital left to pick and choose. However, as youth fades, especially after age 30, older single women will witness the rapid depreciation of this capital firsthand. For women, this experience is far from pleasant. As they age, the admirers around them will gradually disappear, and high-quality older single men will typically opt for more docile younger women. Thus, the primary reason older single women remain unmarried is age. In contrast, the reasons men stay single are far more varied. From a remedial perspective, while there are many reasons men remain single, they also have many opportunities and avenues to compensate for these shortcomings. For women, the opposite is true. Though the reasons older single women stay unmarried are fewer, their options to make up for it are even scarcer, if not non-existent. This is because, in traditional views, society naturally has very low tolerance for women's age. There's no way around it. This mindset has been passed down since ancient times due to historical reasons. Even though society is more inclusive now, biases undeniably persist. For single women, age is a fatal flaw. Compared to the weaknesses of single men, such as being unattractive, poor, or foolish, these flaws in men are almost negligible. A wealthy older man, if given the choice, will always prefer a young, beautiful woman as a marriage partner. What they seek is not just physical satisfaction, but also the reproductive value of women. Those who claim they'd rather stay single than compromise don't truly understand the price they'll pay in the long run. The average life expectancy for women in our country is 80 years, and most women enter menopause around age 50. At the same time, the likelihood of their parents passing away increases significantly from this stage onward. So for older single women, 50 is the final watershed moment. The qualities they once took pride in will turn to ashes from this point onward. The confidence and standards they clung to in choosing a partner will be completely shattered, marking their full entry into old age. The next 30 years will require them to face life alone, without parents, a spouse, or children. Older single women will have to bear everything by themselves. Thus, refusing to compromise or lower standards is a luxury, much like perishable goods that must be used before their expiration date. For young single women, this expiration date is their most valuable resource. The reason they hold bargaining power and the ability to take initiative is precisely because of this limited time frame. But once they cross that watershed, once the expiration date passes, everything becomes meaningless. Their bargaining chips turn to scrap paper, and their initiative loses all power. Under such circumstances, if older single women lack sufficient financial security, the next 30 years will make it nearly impossible to maintain a relatively dignified single life. From this perspective, it's almost inevitable that most older single women will not end up in a particularly favorable situation. Why is it said that nowadays most boys are less willing than girls to go on blind dates? In the entire blind date environment, the guy is always expected to take the initiative. He's the one who adds her on WeChat, he's the one who initiates the conversation, and if the conversation hits a lull, it's still the guy who has to find a way to smooth things over and keep the chat going. If things seem to be going well, the guy again has to take the initiative to suggest meeting up, then pick a restaurant the girl likes, arrange transportation to pick her up and drop her off, and finally foot the bill. The key point is, if there happens to be a girl who thinks this is how things should be, or even parents who believe this is just how it's supposed to be, they'll say, since she's such a great girl, you should be more proactive. But in reality, throughout the entire blind date process, if the guy doesn't take the initiative, he's immediately labeled as insincere. If the date goes smoothly, that's one thing, but if it doesn't after meeting a few times, things might just fizzle out. Then isn't it back to square one, starting the same exhausting process all over again with someone new? Going through this cycle repeatedly, doesn't that just wear guys down?